Welcome! In the first of these 3 videos, we're going to walk you through accessing the library. From any course, here on the left, you can click Library, and it brings up the Kaiser University Library page. In this video, we'll be looking at the ProQuest database platform, one of 4 popular databases. However, in these videos, we'll only be exploring the first 3, as we find these most useful for this course. I'm going to open the ProQuest database platform. It begins with an advanced search. You'll also note that it is limited to full text and peer-reviewed automatically. Full text means the text is available at Kaiser University. If you don't have full text chosen, then you may find sources that you do not readily have access to. You may be able to gain access to these if you contact a librarian or your instructor, but it's best to just choose full text so you can rely just on your own research. Peer-reviewed means that you're going to be finding academic or scholarly sources. These are sources that have gone through an editorial system. In other words, someone has submitted an article, it's been given to experts who have then peer-reviewed the article and selected it for publication. I'm going to go ahead and begin a search regarding opioids. I'm going to put one term in the box and nothing else. As you can probably imagine, there will be many sources, 41,669. That's too many to go through. Note some ways that I could limit this down. I've already limited it by full text and peer-reviewed. I may also want to limit it by source type if I have an instructor telling me a particular kind of source to use, such as a scholarly journal. One important way to limit searches is by publication date. Now, for the purposes of this assignment, we'll limit it to 5 years. Many disciplines suggest 5 years, such as medicine and technology. Other disciplines allow for more, but it's best to ask your instructor. That limited me to 18,000, which is still too many sources. However, by scanning some of these sources, I'm able to find ideas that might lend me to what direction I want to take with this paper. For instance, in number 9, I see North Carolina. That gets me to thinking maybe I can limit this just to a state. So I'm going to go back to advanced search. I have opioids here already. Notice the source types, languages, and documents are all able to be limited here as well. But in this second box, I'm going to put in Florida. Notice the AND is automatically set up. AND, OR, and NOT are called Boolean operators. AND finds articles and sources that touch on both subjects. OR finds a source that will touch on one or the other. NOT will find articles related to opioids that do not discuss Florida. This is a good way to eliminate sources if you have too many. I'm going to leave with the AND currently, which sometimes is also called a cross-reference. When I search opioids in Florida, that brings me down to a reasonable amount. I'll limit it to 5 years as well. That brings me to 876. A sweet spot is always right about 100, and I can continue to limit that down by adding additional terms. For instance, I can put capital and put children if I'm interested in opioids, Florida, and children, perhaps exploring the effects that this is having on children or neonatal addiction and so forth. As you can see, this is a bit of a back and forth activity. It takes time, but with time and diligence and effort, as well as help from your instructor, as well as the library, you will certainly do fine using ProQuest.